Being a football player is not just about doing well on the field, winning trophies and collecting a fat paycheck at the end of the day. Today's football players are completely different and driven by more than just that inherent urge to do well on the field. The average career of a football player can be anywhere between 10 to 15 years. Only some players end up playing at the top for 20 to 25 years. This means that most of the players might not have the lavish life they enjoy once they retire. Therefore, it becomes important for players to think about the future more keenly. Hello and welcome to another exciting video on Goalside. While some players start working on their coaching badges once they reach the twilight years of their careers, some have to think deeper than that. Not every player is going to manage one of the elite clubs in the world. And then there are those players who find their calling and embark upon a mission to change the world by extending their support to help those who massively need it. In today's video, we're going to talk about football players, both retired and current, who chose to think outside the box and did some incredible things. As you go through this video, you will get to see a range of industries football players dip their toes in, from creating a line of clothing, to creating a support system for millions of youngsters around the world, to setting up a chain of hotels and restaurants, to investing in the markets of tomorrow. Yes, we are talking about sustainable development and cryptocurrency. We're going to shed some light on some of the most incredible things players have done outside of their industry. By the end of the video, we can guarantee that you will be blown away by the sheer intelligence and empathy these multimillionaires have shown. So let's start with the first name on our list that is definitely going to surprise you. Louis Saha. It was the year 2013 and Louis Saha had pretty much made up his mind about retiring from the game. However, the Frenchman knew that he wanted to stay in football in some capacity. Never a player who was interested in coaching, the former Manchester United striker had seen the game up close to understand the importance of filling certain grey areas. Seeing how many players struggled with their finances, sponsorship and even career after the game, Saha set up Axis Stars, a company that provides financial advice to professional athletes, coaches and agents around the world. The aim of the company is to ensure that no one associated with the game goes bankrupt. The network has already signed up the likes of tennis star Andy Murray and Chelsea legend Didier Drogba. Saha says that he always wanted to set up a platform like Axis since that was something he never had when he was playing the game. If you ask us, what Saha is doing for people involved in football is nothing short of remarkable, given the fact that there are quite a few cases of football players going broke, something that we might discuss in one of our upcoming videos, so stay tuned. Ramon Vega. Not every player who's played in the Premier League enjoyed a stellar career. This cannot be any truer for former Switzerland international Ramon Vega, who spent 4 rather uninspiring years at Tottenham between 1997 and 2001. Vega clearly made up for that by becoming a successful hedge fund manager. After setting up the Vega Swiss asset management firm, Vega was at one point managing more than $1 billion for clients and even made a profit of €15 million in 2012. However, things have taken a bad turn for the former midfielder since then, after a banking ombudsman ordered the fund in 2 cases to pay fees back to clients, amounting to £180,000. Moreover, there are rumours that the fund might be liquidated by the UK. But at the end of the day, Vega is a prime example of a football player who knew what path to take once his playing career finished. While he did not have a very successful career, Vega's financial knowledge helped him launch a successful business that lasted nearly a decade. Rio Ferdinand. The legendary Manchester United defender was part of the club's unforgettable golden generation that conquered England and Europe with swag, and after winning 6 Premier League titles and a Champions League medal, Ferdinand retired from the game. However, moving on from football wasn't an issue for the defender, who set up a record label named White Chalk Music and signed up Melody Johnson and Nia J. Clearly not happy with just one business to work on, Ferdinand opened up Rosso, an Italian restaurant in Manchester. The place has become a destination of choice for showbiz stars and football players. Even his former club hosts parties at the venue every now and then. But hey, we're not done yet, and neither is Rio. The stylish defender launched his own magazine, named Number 5. In a bid to give back to the community, the Rio Ferdinand Foundation provides education and employment pathways to youngsters. Is there anything this legend cannot do? Gennaro Gattuso. During his playing days, Gattuso was a true hardman of football, never relenting in his challenges and always in his opponent's ears. Even his teammates were scared of the midfield bulldog, who would never expect anything less than 100%. However, outside football, the AC Milan legend always wanted to open a fish shop. In 2010, Gattuso and Bianchi opened up for business, and this is a place that has become quite a destination for several football legends, including David Beckham and Ronaldinho. And the former midfielder, who is now managing Napoli in the Serie A, says that he always dreamed about opening a fish shop. Someone might even smile at it, but this store is a dream come true for me. I wanted to become a fisherman when I was a child, but life's events have later driven me in a different direction. Marlin Harewood. After a nomadic career in England, where he represented the likes of Aston Villa and West Ham United, Harewood decided that he'd do things differently by setting up AC13 Premier, a car customization business, and the Englishman has made a lot of profit out of his investment thanks to his excellent connections with some of the highest earning and fast car driving Premier League players. AC13 Premier has done customizations and modifications for Harry Kane, Wayne Rooney, Kyle Walker and John Stones, but Harewood isn't only focused on making cars look shiny. The former striker also helps young players find the right car for them. Did you know that Harewood's company did makeovers for 19 BMW i8s for members of a Premier League winning squad a few years ago? Do you know which club it was? Robbie Fowler. At the peak of his powers, Fowler was one of the most lethal goal scorers in Premier League history. The former England international scored 183 goals and won 5 trophies for Liverpool, and it is unfortunate that he never got to win the Premier League. In the mid-2000s, Fowler moved to Manchester City, where he started thinking about life after football. It was there that he decided to get into the real estate business. Today, the former striker has established quite a portfolio that includes apartments, small family homes, and commercial buildings. A man with a seriously strong business acumen, Robbie Fowler has diversified into other business interests that include racehorses and sports promotions. And guess who sparked this fire inside the former Red Star? Fowler says that his first manager, Graham Souness, advised him to get himself a financial advisor as an 18-year-old. Clearly, this is a player who made all the right moves at a young age. Iker Casillas. We will always remember Casillas as one of the greatest goalkeepers of the modern era. After winning countless trophies with Real Madrid, he moved to FC Porto, where he had to eventually retire after suffering a minor heart attack in training. Today, Casillas is fighting for Spanish Football Federation presidency and has promised reforms at every level in order to give more strength to clubs that are struggling with financial issues. But apart from that, Casillas has always been a charitable person. Being an ambassador of the NGO plan, the former Spain #1 has set up a primary school and a football academy in Sierra Leone. Always a giving man, Casillas donated €25,000 a few years ago to Spanish families at a time when the country was fighting with a financial crisis. Mesut Ozil. While many people blame the creative German midfielder to go missing in games, no one can deny that the World Cup winner has a very big heart and is keen to help out the less fortunate. The Arsenal man might pocket £350,000 every week, but that hasn't made him forget the problems the world is surrounded with. The midfielder paid for life-saving hospital treatment for 23 Brazilian kids after Germany lifted the World Cup. Not only that, Ozil uses his massive social media following to raise his voice against discrimination and mental health issues. The former Real Madrid man also owns 39 Steps Coffee House, a cafe that is going to launch at the Audi Field, home of the Major League Soccer side DC United, a club Ozil has also invested in. Clearly a man of strong business acumen, we're sure that Ozil's cafe and investment in DC United will be paying off soon enough. Mohamed Salah. Scoring goals for fun at Liverpool and set to win the English Premier League title, the Egyptian is a global star and is more than just a football player. While he hasn't really been open about his business ventures, we already know for a fact that Salah is one of the most charitable players on the planet. The Mohamed Salah Charity Foundation helps 450 families by giving them a monthly allowance. Always in touch with his roots, Salah also helps former footballers in Egypt who are struggling to get back on their feet. While players do charge a lot for video endorsements, Salah reportedly did a drug addiction campaign a few years ago, and according to the Ministry of Social Solidarity, the hotline saw a huge increase in the number of calls. The video featuring the former Roma man was seen more than 8 million times in only 3 days. Inas Mozar, who was the Egyptian national side's media officer for 2 years, says that Salah has never forgotten where he came from, and even hinted that Salah spends a lot of money on charity without being too open about it. Mattia Flamini. While at Arsenal, Flamini became quite a handful for his opponents, but his career never really took off the way his potential warranted. But hey, not all football players are meant to do great things, and Flamini decided to do something incredible for humanity. Still playing professional football, the French midfielder is a successful entrepreneur. and his pharmaceutical company, GF Biochemicals, has been making waves for the last 10 years. Flamini's company is the first of its kind to produce levulinic acid, which is a sustainable oil substitute that is used in solvents, fuels, and pharmaceutical industry. The company is ahead of its time, and in 2014, the US Department of Energy named the unique acid one of 12 biochemicals to add value to future markets. Along with co-founder Pasquale Granata, BF employs 400 people, and according to industry experts, could one day be valued at a whopping $22.3 billion, which is going to be a huge achievement. Although he is making a lot of money through this pharma venture, Flamini has launched a body wellness brand named Unity in collaboration with former teammate Mesut Özil. Now, we do know that we didn't discuss Ronaldo or David Beckham in this video. The two superstars have done a lot of work off the field, and we feel that we should have dedicated videos for these two. Let us know your thoughts on this in the comments.